It's crazy. I mean, it's been just kind of like a hamster wheel with occasional stops. So, you get here, you're on a schedule. I'm trying to get Darren situated in his suite while I was waiting for my room to get ready. So, I'm getting that, make sure he has his clothes laid out and his suits are done. And then, they had a meeting for parents last night welcoming us and stuff. So, I mean, like the first day you spend a lot of time making sure that the people that are in your party of 12 have arrived and everyone's comfortable, and then you want to go to this dinner. Most of us hadn't had lunch, so we were really hungry, and then the NFL's, they've bent over backwards to make sure that this experience is a good one for the families, and it's really interesting because this hotel is like ground zero for all the players and their families. So all the guys that have been talked about for the last 4 or 5 months, you actually see them and their personalities. So it's really been entertaining. And so, you have to constantly be referring to the schedule they gave you so you know where you are and what room. So they have areas here where we can go and just be by ourselves, and there's food all the time, and there's something to drink all the time. So, we're very comfortable, and we're really just absolutely thrilled. The weather could be better. Yeah. Jim and Dave Mazza.
I don't think they have
I'm blaming them. I'm blaming them. It was supposed to be 75 and sunny this week. It is cloudy and 40.
Talking to Darren this morning, he was having a great time with the kids, like having an absolute blast. Probably having the most fun of anybody there.
Yeah.
But he also said how nervous he was. Do you sense that from him?
Oh yeah, he's very nervous. When he gets nervous, he doesn't talk. He doesn't talk, and he just kind of sits off to the side, and then he'll talk about like stuff that you're like, what? Why are we even talking about this stuff? So, I mean, matter of fact, he just called me, and he's like, it's an emergency, and I'm like, oh, well, you've fallen and you can't get up. Well, no. He's like, I have to go on a shopping spree for Adidas. I'm like, oh, hurt me. That's an emergency. Oh, we're somebody called the squad. He has to go on a shopping spree with Adidas. And so, he's asking me what I want. But you can tell he's very nervous. It's really tense. Our conversations are kind of tense. And, it's like, what should I wear to this? And I'm like, did you get some khakis? He's like, this is the only khakis I have. And I'm like, okay, I'm leaving the room because you obviously, I don't know you right now. So, yeah, it's pretty tense. I just go slink up to my room on the 21st floor and just hide. But God bless that kid. He got me a dozen roses. I didn't know anything about it. And I was just so thrilled to get those last night after I got my room. And it was such a surprise. And the card said, thank you for everything you've done for me. And I was just so touched because, as a parent, you hope that your kids remember the sacrifices, and, wearing the same bras for 10 years and all that other stuff while they could have the best cleat or a car and car insurance. You're just like, yes. And he remembered. So it's been great. But yeah, he's a little nervous because you just don't know. I mean, I was talking with his agents last night, and I was like, do we know? And he's like, all he could say was, if we didn't think he was going to go in the first round, we would not have encouraged him to come up here. He said, we wouldn't have let you come up. And I said, well, I appreciate that. So, I mean, we're optimistic, but it's draft day. You never know what's going to happen. If you've seen the movie with Kevin Costner, and then apparently, according to Jared, it's exactly the same.
It's pretty
accurate. It's pretty accurate.
Terrifying.
I've been looking for it on the cable box in my room.
They might have blacked it out.
They probably did. It's like, we don't want anybody backing out at the last minute.
Bailing on this whole thing.
Well, we bailed.
Well, last thing for you, Darren got a little emotional when he was talking about you this morning. Mm-hmm. And the reason I think he did is because it's one of those moments where you start to realize all that work, all the culminates at this. Mm-hmm. As you as a parent, have you arrived at that moment where you're like, this is really it. My baby's going somewhere after tomorrow. He's flying somewhere. I think in the back of my mind, but I'm always planning for the next thing to happen after that. So my mind is a week from now when he has to pack and go to minicamp. And, going through the mountains of stuff that he's dragged into my house to make sure he has the clothes. I mean, he might as well just go with an empty suitcase because he's going to come back with all new stuff. Sure. And here's 4 pair of underwear, some sneakers, and your jewelry, and just go. So, my mom's been real teary-eyed. She's been the designated crier for the group. So my makeup doesn't run. So, yesterday we had to film these mom moments. And so I had a bunch of the family there, and we were just talking about Darren and his accomplishments. And, they asked me, when did I know that Darren was special? I was like, well, of course, the day he was born. I thought he was special, So it's just kind of surreal for me because I'm so business about everything.
But I am so proud of him, and I might cry later when it's all over in the privacy of my room, because, there's no crying in football.